you know what? We should
Let's recreate the
we
moon
can
landing.
recreate the moon landing in our studio to prove how we can do it in little mini versions right here on the table and convince the world that this
We went to the moon.
Yeah, here we are. Protect your purpose.
We're doing a podcast
We're
on the moon.
This is about control. Everybody knows. Everyone complies. We're the kinds of pros. I don't need a plane. I just hit the road. I do what I want. I can't sell my soul. Market about to crash. This is what you chose. Ruining the country. I think that's the goal. You gonna take the mark. I take narrow roads. I'm a man of God. I can never fold.
All right, do your intro and
All
let's
right,
go.
we don't know
Come
what
on.
we're talking about. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Protect Your Purpose podcast, where we talk whiskey, business, friends, family, and freedom. I'm your host, Matt Marchese, and this is my co-host, Zach Grady. Welcome to the show, buddy.
I'm
That's
back.
it. You are back. It's been
I'm
a long
back,
time.
bitches.
Yeah. God, I feel empty without you. And this is Zach's way better half, Jordan Grady. She's been on the show. She's a regular.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Regular.
You're a regular. Welcome to the
Regular.
show, Jordan.
OG.
Welcome back. You now say thank you. Yep.
Thanks, I'm
Yeah,
back.
thanks. Or you can say hi, thank you. Watch, let me show you. And this, of course, my lovely and beautiful wife, Lindy. Welcome to the show, honey.
Hi, thank you.
See, you can do that too, but that's kind of her thing.
You can't hit that octave, though.
No, she hits that Mariah. That
Or you can
high,
go
that
lower and go,
mid-seven.
damn right, I'm Zach's wife.
Yeah. And then that's Ian, everybody. You all know Ian. I guess we never introduce you. Maybe every 50th episode, I'll introduce you.
You did it too soon then, buddy. This ain't 50 yet.
What
Or
is
we
it?
could save it for 50.
Cut.
All right.
Cut the
Never mind.
cut it
That's
out.
not Ian,
Yeah.
everybody.
That's a wrap, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Zach, what are we drinking today? Do you even know? Because Lindy,
Revelton. Really, yeah, Lindy poured them. She got
Yeah.
thirsty.
Lindy kind of stole
No
the
one
show
had a
on
choice
that.
She was
today.
thirsty.
Yeah, Lindy decided she was going. Let me do your job here.
Thank you.
Lindy decided that she was
forgot what
going
I'm
to. Lindy decided she was going to force us all into flavored whiskey, which is mostly gross. But not today. Today we're drinking Revelton honey flavored whiskey with local honey. One of my buddies, Rob, distills this out of Iowa. He's a good friend and a partner of mine in some aspects, and he makes some of the best flavored products around. He's got the
Mulberry gin.
yeah.
the
my
mulberry
favorite.
gin.
Is that the purple gin?
Yeah.
He's rocking in with his gin too. He's got upper gin sales in Iowa, and he's really cruising with that mulberry gin. And his honey is made with his honey. He was a beekeeper before he was a distiller. So there you go. We're drinking Rob's gin. It's awesome. There's like some sediment in
Not
it. You
gin,
mix
is
it.
it?
But here's what what
Whiskey.
whiskey. Sorry.
Sorry.
Do you
Did
have
you say it's
do
not
you
gin?
have
Yeah.
do you have gin on the
dirty
mind,
dog.
Matt? Do you have gin on the mind?
Well, I do want to change our intro to where we say this is where we talk gin, whiskey business, gin business, friends. I can't even say it, so I don't even know. But I'm going to add gin in there somewhere
How many
because
times are we going to keep adding? We just need to add a word every 10 episodes.
Well,
it
since
seems
Matt's
like.
golfing now, that means he's also going to get into fantasy football, which means we could put fantasy football in the intro too, baby.
Let's add faith. Now we're going to add gin.
I like faith. Faith is omnipresent, though. It's it's everywhere. Jesus is everywhere.
It's
So
also in the intro.
we didn't need to add it into the
oh,
intro.
You didn't add it.
No, we don't have to because Jesus is with us. He is among us.
Okay.
He's inside of us.
Weird.
Not like it's weird. It's kind of weird. Not anyway. I drink my
Love you, Jesus.
yay to the big guy. I drink my honey whiskey mixed with other whiskey to make it less honey whiskey. I encourage you all to do that too. Jordan, you're not drinking today?
Is that
Well, I
what
thought
you
we
did?
were doing gin, so I was waiting.
Oh, you're just
You know, I can handle 2 glasses.
You don't have to drink.
I'll be drunk.
well. We're just gonna taste the gin because I've only got little samples. All right. So for the audience, welcome to the show, everybody. Before I get started, make sure you share, like, subscribe, do all the shit that Ian. Tell them what to do.
Smash that subscribe button. Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
He already said that part.
What kind of weird shit is coming back?
He
from
wasn't
behind the
expect you.
camera?
He panicked, dude.
Yeah.
You threw it to him. He's like, smash it.
7.
Well, like always, we have no fucking idea what we're going to talk about today, but thank you for your support. Thank you for coming. Hopefully we can provide a little value to you. Jordan thinks value comes in the form of comedy, comedic value. I mean, it's
That's
a
our
thing.
life.
Yeah, it's a thing. We've got the funny people. And we're also going to try what is potentially our finalized first gin release. We'll see. All right, let's hop right into it. What are we talking about today? Zach, what are we talking about today?
Smash.
Here's one thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about that. We'll get to it. Maybe Ian could look up the video for us, but I wanted to talk about that chick that lost her shit
Yeah.
on the airplane.
I have not seen that yet.
Lizard people.
Have you heard about this? You saw
Oh,
it?
I've seen it.
Oh yeah, were you here the other night? We were talking about it.
Yeah, and Zach's been down the rabbit holes for days.
I got in a little dark
so
hole
then
about it for a second.
I went down it.
Oh, so
For a
do we
little
know? Do you know any? Can you
Oh,
can you
not-
educate it?
not
Can you provide value to our audience?
Not specifically about that situation, just reptilian people in general.
Reptilian. Yeah, every time I look over at him on his phone, he's like, reptile people.
She's like, hey, can you do some research on like Santa Rosa Beach when we get down there? And I'm like, reptilian shapeshifter.
So okay, just real quick, we'll hop right into it. Did we land on the moon or not?
I'll answer that. No, we did not.
Oh, really? You're a
No,
you're a
just
non-moonlander,
Just
huh?
because of everything.
Is that we doing all the Is the Earth flat?
Well, no, we're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
First things first. Did we land on the moon or not?
Are we going with our gut or our research?
Well, I don't really give a shit because if you got, I
I'm
mean,
usually psychic.
Well,
okay.
is
So-
the better question, did we land on the moon first or just in general? Because in
general.
general, yes. First, I don't believe so.
I don't think we did it all.
I don't either.
Do you think anyone has, or do you just mean the Americans?
I've never really pondered anyone, but I don't.
Because a
think
lot
the
of, or I
Americans
don't think a
have,
lot of,
for
but the
sure.
Russians, I mean, they, I guess they could have faked it too. Are all of them fake?
Why haven't we been back? All right. Next question: is Zuckerberg one of those fucking lizards?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you hear about the fight, Matt?
What
UFC
fight? Oh, Musk.
and versus Elon?
Yeah, what I've
Did
heard.
you see Musk's last tweet?
It's official.
Was it
It's gonna
real?
happen.
No. His last tweet.
Was it the parody Musk or the regular
I
Musk?
think it was his regular account.
Okay, no. What
it
is it?
said Zuck is a cuck. And that was it.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Look it up.
Dude, he's I will.
Show
He's been
us.
talking mad shit.
All right, Ian, we're gonna need you before we dive any deeper into this. I want to hear about the moon landing. I want to hear
Fine.
everyone's take.
Well, I'm disappointed that I think the tweet was fake.
It was fucking.
Yeah, I
It
didn't.
was the Musk parody account.
It wasn't the parody account though, but I think somebody like fakely made it. That
I
Elon
just
Musk.
went come through it. It's not on there.
Dang
It's
it.
depressing.
You can't believe
He might-
everything
he
you
might.
see, Zach.
Zach,
Such
And
a
don't come bring.
sucker.
Like
We're
that.
trying to have a serious conversation about whether or not the Earth is fucking flat, and you bring fake news here. Let's get back into this. I want to listen to, or I want to watch the video of the chick on the airplane. Can you look that up? Who sees the shapeshifter?
Look up chick on airplane and see what comes up.
See if you got the right video. before I-
Ian, tell yourself to roll that video.
go down to that one. right
Ian, tell yourself to roll that video.
Roll that video.
So dumb.
That
Ian,
one.
unroll that video.
I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real. Say whatever you want. I'm telling you, I'm getting the off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real. And you can spit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to. And there's a reason
Bye.
why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot.
Okay. Well, what are your thoughts on this crazy chick? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have put my thoughts out there so
Yeah.
abruptly and early.
How does she identify? Like, maybe she
Uh,
likes the theatrics.
She is definitely identifying as a conspiracy theorist, for sure.
So two things jump out at me. First is she does seem slightly intoxicated, but she also seems genuinely fearful of whatever she thinks she saw.
What do we think she saw?
Someone who's not real.
Everyone is saying a reptilian shapeshifter.
Who's everyone?
What does
They-
shapeshifter mean?
Means they can become whoever they want to become.
You can change
I don't believe.
shapes. You can turn into a
So-
lion.
I don't believe that.
So, Lindy, there's a whole massive conspiracy that there's lizard people out there. Have you ever heard about that?
Oh yes.
And I mean, it's
And they
it's
become
not just
humans,
a
though.
And I know several people that believe, like that girl, who sounds exactly like one of our very good
Yes,
friends.
we've talked about it on the show before, actually, too.
Zach.
Yeah.
Zach is one of those people.
So, Zach, what do we know about lizards? Did you learn anything in the rabbit hole?
No, I mean, the main thing I gathered was that people that believe that they take over as leaders in our country or the world to ultimately take over the world. So, like Joe Biden would be
He does have
Potentially.
lizard-like
He's a good
earlobes.
candidate.
potentially be a reptilian shapeshifter, and people always comment on his weird like neck rolls and different things like that.
In
So
his earlobes.
Who, Biden?
yeah,
Definitely not real.
I've never seen his earlobes.
Matter of fact, you haven't seen his earlobes? Ian,
the
pull up
earlobe,
those earlobes.
the earlobe thing is it. They're saying he's two different people.
Yeah,
Right.
like the old Biden, he gone.
Yeah, new
old-
Biden's got different ears.
New Biden's got
I mean,
different
that
earlobes.
part I would maybe believe for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know about lizard earlobes.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's.
Well,
He's got lizard lobes,
look, Ian's got a beautiful picture pulled up for you.
and he's gonna.
Yeah, because I'd say he had bad plastic surgery, but none of.
So
the
you
rest
see
of
Jordan
his-
right here?
Yeah. I
They
can see
tuck
it.
up and in. There's a clear gap. Here, there's no gap.
Yeah,
Gapless earlobes.
But what I'm thinking of, like, oh, did he have a facelift? But his face is.
That would be a
lifted.
face down.
He
to
might have
pull
had,
down that
he might have
stretch.
had an ear tug.
He got
That
an ear
is
tuck.
very strange.
Your ears don't change like
Go
that.
up.
It's
Look at it.
strange.
Hmm.
Yeah. it
Look at that
could be
$1 million
Yeah.
smile, though.
Squinty eyes.
Maybe you got some
are
hair
weird.
plugs.
Well, he's like 20 years older, guys. In these
Oh.
Than you?
pictures. In these
Oh, okay.
pictures.
That picture on the left is the one they have hanging in the reserve unit. They've got like a young.
What? Are you
handsome picture.
serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't they have to take a new one when they take office?
Oh, Zach, stop it.
I guess
They don't
they
have
do
to
whatever they
fucking
want,
do
but-
anything. Of course not. This is all a show, dude. It's a stage. It's the world stage. We've been over this.
Mm-hmm.
They do whatever they want to convince us of whatever they want to convince us of. There's the
They want us to
value.
convince. They want to convince us Joe Biden's still 60 years old.
They want to convince us that Joe Biden is
Still alive.
yeah, is still alive. Exactly.
That is our
That
president.
he's our president. Right. They're trying to convince us that Joe Biden. I was playing golf today, and I fucking tugged one all the way to the left, and
As you
one of my
do.
buddies, Nate, goes. He was standing behind me. He goes, "Man, that's more left than Obama." And then, no, of course, a few holes later, virtually no time at all, I fucking slice one all the way to the right, and he goes, "That's more right than the Supreme Court." I thought it was hilarious. So, of course, I'm stealing it. That's yours too.
He's a
You can
funny
keep
guy.
it. Yeah, he's hilarious.
He's
but
hilarious.
anyway, all right. So we've got shapeshifters. This guy's if shapeshifters are real, this guy
Is
has got to be
definitely
one of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
If lizards are real, if aliens are real in the form of humans, and are walking among us, this guy for sure, right?
That video
No two ways about it.
made my heart pump.
Yeah, it was
Like, kind of-
strange.
Like, gave me a very weird
I want to see
feeling.
who the guy
yeah,
is.
go to that other video.
How come
where
this girl and this guy have completely fucking disappeared?
Yeah, who's not pulling her in for an interview?
Yeah. How come we're not getting what she saw out of this chick? All we got is some viral
So-
airplane rampage.
And
Right there.
I don't know if I even like initially I thought she might be intoxicated as well because of the sound of her voice.
Maybe she's just so
but
scared.
as she continued, it was hard to decipher. Like, is she afraid? And you know, when you're like freaking out and you're almost shaking.
Yeah, I don't think that little like break in her voice was alcohol. I think it was definitely
Yeah.
Just
pure
initially,
fear.
she kind of seemed like she was slurring, but
I think it was fucking drama. I think she's just probably a natural
Paid actress.
drama
she
queen.
paid actress.
Could be. All right, so back to the moon landing. You think we didn't land on the moon? You think we did land on the moon?
What do you think, Matt?
I want to wait.
Wait for what? More evidence?
No, I listen. I did research on it when I was in my senior year.
I haven't
We
done a
had
ton.
we had to pick debates to or topics to debate in science class.
But we
in
never been
physics
back?
my senior year. Yeah, we haven't been back, right?
What about that movie with Matt Damon or whatever?
Well, aside from the
Armageddon?
movie, when
No, moon or what was it called?
Matt
Astro-
Damon is not
Those-
an Armageddon.
No, that's
I
the
know, I thought
Mars.
he was saying
That's
the
the
wrong
Mars
person.
movie, right?
It was Matt Damon in that movie, right? When he got
Matt
stuck.
Damon is in the Mars one where he
got
goes to
stuck.
Yeah.
plants, right?
He
The whole
got-
thing's about him making plants.
But he got stuck up there. Was the
Yes.
whole basis
Yeah,
of
that's
it.
Mars, bro.
Okay.
Those are two entirely different
You're
things.
right.
You know the difference
You're
between
right.
the fucking moon and Mars?
I do now.
Have you ever seen
They're all
Total-
fake anyway.
You ever
so it
seen
doesn't
Total
matter.
Recall? That's Mars too.
All right, so
So there's no. You're saying there's no planets now. You open that.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
You ever seen one?
With your own eyes.
And not a
seen the moon?
telescope, you mean?
You ever seen one with a telescope?
Yeah, I've seen shapes in the sky.
Have you seen a picture, or have you seen with your own eye a
I
telescope?
don't know. I don't like telescopes.
You haven't seen another planet with
Nor
your own
do I
eye and
like
a telescope.
Space that much.
Yeah, space is a fucking creepy, weird ass place. That's for sure.
Full of aliens.
That's why we're talking about it. Well, we know there's aliens now. Don't shoot me, aliens.
No, they
Don't
told
kill
us.
me.
They told us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course they did. So
And people still believe that there's not aliens and that it's just a conspiracy.
yeah, because we're living in a world where we can literally be told something is true, and we are so brainwashed that we can have hard evidence in front of us, and we'll still go, no. The government wouldn't do that.
Or
to
we
us.
can
They
have
wouldn't
no
do that.
evidence, and they can tell us. And
Of
they'd
course.
be like, yeah.
Well, and also, I mean, the media didn't cover it because it doesn't fit the narrative.
So the moon landing.
Yeah. Tell me your thoughts.
Do you believe we went to the moon? One fucking time. We haven't been back since then. Since the so-called
You
space
make a
race.
compelling argument.
Why haven't we been back? They just say, oh, there's nothing there. No sense in doing it. Well, I've heard we don't have that kind of... They destroyed the technology. What?
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. Well, they destroyed the technology to get to the moon. It was really expensive.
Can't do it again.
Can't do it again. So why haven't we been back to the moon? Explore the moon. They were there for how long? An hour? A couple hours? How long were they on the moon? They explored the whole fucking moon?
Not the dark side.
No. So why wouldn't we go back? That's my question. I don't know if we landed on the moon. It all
Someone in the
seems
comments
super
will tell
staged.
us.
Yeah, someone in the comments, let us know if we landed on the moon. And they're going to be like, this guy is fucking crazy. He's one of those flat earthers. Because Ian's going to make me seem like a flat earther for sure.
None of us
Are
are
you?
that crazy.
I'm not.
Whoa. What?
Mm.
I'm not a flat earther.
If he off of this, if he talks to you about it, your mind's gonna.
Oh no, I've fallen down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I
Logan
don't.
Paul did a whole fake documentary on it.
I can tell you this much: everything that I have been told, that I have believed and have
learned.
researched and learned, is slowly starting to become less and less and less true. So I could certainly see a time at some point in the future where we find out that the lies that we were told about science and space and this earth won't be real.
You don't have
So-
a motive for that lie, though, at this point in time?
I mean, I started to say in high school, shout out Kyler Davis, my wrestling coach and
Kyler.
science teacher, made us do debate topics, and I picked the moon landing, and I chose the side of fake, so I dove down that, and I feel like I won my debate.
I didn't know.
But I mean, there's just a lot of shit.
Shocker.
Yeah.
You probably got it.
Is that
Poor
where you're?
girl.
Yeah, there's probably
Poor
a kid
girl.
who walked up there and go, I got to go in fucking Marchese.
I know. I've never
Oh,
debated
my
against
God.
Poor girl.
debated against Matt, so yeah,
Matt,
you
it
wouldn't
seems
know.
like it would be rough.
Matt, is
You
that where you
wouldn't
found
know.
your love for conspiracy theories? Do you think?
I think
Maybe?
it was my first. It was the first time I realized that I'm
Where
pretty
it was
sure.
birthed.
that the government could be lying to you.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Pour a little in there.
Well, the heart.
Mix me up.
Well, you got a half a gallon in there. How you want me to balance it out for you? Because it's gonna be a full glass of whiskey, and you're gonna be wasted by the time we get to the movie.
Okay.
That's something else. we'll talk
Drunky
about,
monkey.
too.
But we can't
Drunky
talk about
monkey.
it. We can't talk about it yet because we haven't seen it. So what are we gonna talk about?
Just that we're going to see.
We're
it.
going to the movies.
We're gonna go to that movie. Anyway, it was the first time I was a senior in high school.
You were the first time you were a senior?
Nope. Yes, that also
Also
true.
did that
Yep,
twice.
Also true. No, I was a senior one fucking time, and
Oh,
I
you made
graduated
it.
with honors. my friend.
Congratulations.
With honors.
Because of that debate.
Fourth out of
actually.
4,
Yeah.
baby.
I got an A. I got an A on the project. No, it was the first time when I was a senior, the first time that I really dove into a massive, belief system, a massive delivery of some sort of what I knew to be a fact in education.
Landing on the moon.
Landing on the moon. Like, we did this, and here's why we did this. And then all of a sudden, this was put in my face that maybe we didn't. And I went, well, how the fuck could they lie? How could they pull that off?
Or why?
Okay, that was my question.
How could they pull that off? And then you get to the why. You know, yeah, first I'd establish a motive. In this case, the killer saw the size of the bug's dick and became insanely jealous. Then I'd lose 30 pounds.
Good job, Jim Carrey.
Ace Ventura, that's right.
Oh, I was like, what are you
Yeah.
talking
I
about?
thought for sure you would have been on it. Good call, Ian.
I got
missed
you.
that one.
So, a motive, yeah. Why? So before I could even get to the why, I was trying to, like, could I imagine a scenario in the world of all of this information that they can pull off such a vast plan, a huge lie? And then I started looking at the pictures.
They can. The how isn't as interesting to me as the why.
I immediately went, well, they
Well, the lie
certainly
is super
can.
easy to believe.
The way they can is because
the
people are
why.
fucking stupid and ignorant and believe anything and everything they're
Yes.
told, no matter what, as if it's real.
That's how.
And then
That's
you look
the
at the-
how.
Yeah,
People are
it's
idiots.
really simple. And people today still have no, I mean, they can't even fathom that what they've been told is a lie.
And same thing
those-
with textbooks, man. Everything that's in a history textbook.
Of course. So, no,
dig
I don't.
into that
Do
shit.
you know the why?
I think we've been to the moon.
Nobody
I
knows
think
the
we
why.
know exactly what the fucking moon is, and I don't think it's what they tell us. So I think the moon landing, the lunar lander, I think
Oh.
that's all fake. It's all staged.
You just got to a potential why. They don't want us to know the truth.
And right. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Well,
Yep. I think the motive is because they wanted us to say, yep,
They
look,
saw all the
people,
aliens there.
nothing here.
yeah.
No, look at this picture, which obviously came from a studio like this. Like, we could, you know what? We should
Let's
prove
recreate the
we
moon
can
landing.
recreate the moon landing in our studio to prove how we can do it in little mini versions right here on the table and convince the world that this
We went to the moon.
Yeah, here we are. Protect your purpose.
We're doing a podcast
We're
on the moon.
We're on the moon. Ian could be like, "Hey guys, going for there."
Houston.
Yeah.
Houston.
we have a problem.
Like, you see how easy that is to fake? That's what they fucking did. So, yeah, I think for sure either some or all of those photos are faked. I think that what they have delivered us is fake. And I think it's because they want to suppress our little minds and our little baby imaginations and make sure that we don't
You
explore too
can't
much.
handle the truth.
Of course. That's right. They're liars. They're liars. What do you think? You think we went to the moon?
No, and the only reason I say that is because there's a lot of simple shit that we can't do, but we've been to the moon. There have been several things like
Why can't we go to the fucking moon by now?
like
Why can't
Us.
we go to the moon by now?
We can go to the Titanic, but we can't go to the fucking
What
moon.
year did they go to the moon? Was it
That's not gonna happen
1969 or something? 1971? What year was the moon landing?
50.
Ever going back to the Titanic?
No, I think it was the 60s.
No,
gonna
60.
explode it.
60s,
I'm gonna
yeah.
guess 60.
I think it was
Nice.
69. It's either 68 or 69.
68.
It's when my Aunt Paula was born the day we went to
68.
I
the
think it was 69.
I don't know. Let's look
You're
it up.
right.
But it,
Almost.
July. Hold on, it's
20th.
July 20th. Yep, it's her birthday.
1969?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
Your aunt was born the same day we
I
went
just-
to the moon.
listen.
Do you think she's tied to this? situation?
1969. We went to. Dude, we were clicking fucking TVs with static.
right.
We were
exactly why I think
get the
we didn't
fuck
go.
out with antennas sticking
moved
out.
antenna.
We didn't even have remote controls.
We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have
Get the
anything.
fuck out of here. We were. They went to all the way to the moon and then came back, took pictures and shit. And we can't do that anymore today.
Get the
I want somebody who thinks I'm crazy. Specifically, somebody who thinks I'm a fucking Looney
Let's
Tune
get fucking Buzz
psycho
Aldrin.
conspiracy.
Is he still alive?
Oh, dude, none of these guys will answer any questions about the moon landing. None of them.
Who?
There's any of the
people that went to the
yes,
moon?
the people who went to the
Oh.
moon, the people who were privy to the knowledge. There's a I don't know who. Oh, it might be that what's the dude's name? The Project Veritas guy.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Anyway, I think it's that dude, but several people like run around and be like, "Hey, sir, will you put your hand on this Bible and swear that you went to the fucking moon?" And none of those guys will go anywhere near these people. Like, you would think it'd be super easy. Yeah, I swear to God, I went to the moon, like, for sure. And here's my
even if you're trying to lie about
No,
it,
bro.
you could do that.
Well, I think they all know. I don't know why they run, but they run from these people and they won't answer any questions. Listen, back to my point.
Points to no more than yes.
I want somebody who thinks I'm a crazy loony bin, a whole basket of loons, to come here and sit right there and explain to me, give me a good reason why we haven't been back to the moon yet. And I don't want to hear anything about budget. I don't want to hear anything about fucking the science. I don't want to hear any bullshit about we destroyed the technology, because none of that's real, none of that's true.
Because
the government has never given one single solitary fuck about our budget.
Well, Elon has the technology too, because that's his plan, is to send people to the moon.
Bro, not to the moon, to Mars. You also
Past the
don't know
moon.
the difference
Past
between the moon and Mars?
So he's going further.
Yeah. He's trying to go to Mars. I think he said Mars is like a 2-year trip. Like, you have to get caught in the
Tailspin.
of the curve of the meniscus and the moon's atmospheric circle and launch your way to Mars or something. So you have to like time it perfectly, and then it's like a 2-year trip, and then you can't come back.
Sounds like a
And
a death trap.
I mean, maybe someday in our lifetime, but I'm still like, I don't think any of that's really happening if we today, the Protect Your Purpose podcast crew, can't just go visit the fucking moon.
I tell you what, man, you get an A+ on your debate. I'm sold.
Yeah, it's pretty cool if you look at it. I mean, there's like shadows that are cast.
A lot of shadows. There's like 6 different shadows.
Yeah, and they said they brought no light source to the moon. They used only the light of the sun, which would mean the light was only coming from one direction. Therefore, shadows would be cast only in one direction. And there's other, And listen.
And is there video of it or no?
Yeah. There was.
One small step
for man.
One small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
Dude.
You see how easy that is?
How do you think they picked the guy who got to do it?
Employee
of the month, Louis Armstrong.
no.
You're up, buddy.
Have you ever seen
at
Apollo
gunpoint.
13? Right.
At gunpoint, I think is how.
It
I
wasn't
think.
Apollo 13. It was
No,
Apollo
I'm saying
11.
they show, yes, but they show the process of becoming an astronaut and all that fun stuff. And usually they're Navy captains.
It's all lies and deceit. I don't think it's real. I think either way, no matter what, whether they went there or not, the information they have given us, the information they have fed us, is not real. So I don't know if they went to the moon.
I'd be more apt.
Mm-hmm.
Apt?
Yeah.
Apt. I'd be more apt to believe we've been to the moon. They don't want us to know about it,
And we ain't going
so they
back.
got this fake ass moon.
Yeah.
They got this fake ass moon they're showing us.
Correct.
Because they don't want to show us the real moon.
That could be it. Yep. That
and all the space lizard
that-
people that live there.
yeah.
I don't know about that.
Space.
I believe the first one was fake because we were in a race with Russia and didn't want Russia to win, so we faked landing it.
I think that was a story that they told us.
What do you mean?
It's pretty clear what he meant by that.
Go ahead.
Because I just
There
said
was no
I just said
race.
the fake side of it.
So you think the United States was like, gotcha, Russia? I'm going to fake my way. And you think Russia was just like, oh, well, we'll quit now.
Well, they didn't quit. They still went.
Yeah. You think, oh, the
Before
United
the
States...
technology was ruined.
The United States has now won the space race, so now the United States is going to control the world because they are the first ones to outer space, and Russia was just like, yeah, okay, cool.
Well, no, because it didn't end the Cold War, but we didn't want Russia to win anything. I think the United States has done crazier shit, like knock down 2 towers, but I mean,
Whoa.
Yeah, no.
She gone.
Hey,
Whoa.
look at this.
I think,
What is real?
yeah, dude.
The moon will be one of the most popular destinations in the solar system next year. Japan,
Was this
India,
in 2000?
Russia, South Korea, United Arab, and United States are all going to the moon next year.
written in 1986.
It was last year.
Written.
So we should be in the moon
So
right now.
Yes.
Jordan, listen to me.
What
We're not
right?
going back to the fucking moon.
Nature.
We're not doing it. There's no reason why other than the fact that they don't want us to know what's there. I saw some shit on like TikTok or something. Not TikTok, but like, the shorts, the scroll ones.
YouTube
On
shorts.
on one of the short
Facebook
scrolls.
shorts. Or Instagram.
Some guy
shorts.
was saying that the moon was a vessel, like the moon was a aircraft carrier of some sort, and there was a society in there of presumably space aliens. I don't know, space people, whatever we call them. I wonder what they call themselves. Do aliens call us aliens? Especially if we invaded their moon, if we went to the moon, like, who are these aliens? Get back to your Earth.
Putting these flags.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You think
Get that out of here.
You think they're hiding Earth from
There's
their
no
people?
wind here. There's no gravity here. Yeah, they're hiding Earth. Yes.
They did a fake Earth landing.
Yes. And then they crashed one of those ships, and we got it. Right? Didn't they tell us that?
Area 51.
Yeah. I wonder what's going on in Area 51. Anybody know?
I wish I did.
You remember that
Anybody got the
craziness?
deets on Area 51?
Anybody know? You got any? You've been in the Army for a long time. You got some kind of, got some sort of down low shit on the Area 51.
It's very, very.
Put your hand on
classified
this
information.
Bible and tell me you don't know anything about Area 51.
All right. I think. Well, any other conspiracies we want to talk about? Someone just brought one
That
up?
was fun.
9/11.
Oh, 9/11? Oh, definitely an inside job. Pass. Next. What's
Titanic.
next? Oh, I just saw something about the Titanic and the
about it?
banking system and how the Rockefellers or somebody was on there that last minute they pulled off and then all their competitors were on the ship and boom, she gone.
No,
and
it
then they
was-
took over the banking system maybe?
JP Morgan.
Yeah, that was it.
Hey, I just paid a bill from them today.
Those dirty dogs.
Matt, did you hear?
sank the Titanic,
sunk
you
the
fuckers.
Titanic.
Did you hear who was invited to be on that submarine and turn it down?
Oh, who was it? Yeah,
Who?
it was-
Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he showed the text and he's like, hey, like, whatever, like, I feel like everything happens for a reason. I got invited to this. I just was scared, so I said no.
To that mission or just on
that
sub?
one.
Yeah, that
That
mission.
That sub or that exact mission with those people?
That he was supposed to be in that exact like.
We embellish a lot. Lindy is a known
I think
liar.
I did. I think I did see
And
that.
I
though.
think Ian has now proven himself as a known liar. He told me, 100%. 100%. 100%.
At least I didn't say 110%. though.
Zuckerberg is definitely going to fight Elon Musk.
But Shipwreck did something
If these
on
two
the
fucking
JP
idiots-
Morgan thing. She said
She
the
did.
whole submarine thing was just a smoke screen because JP Morgan was doing. I got to rewatch it to get all the details.
Oh, dude.
But Shipwreck talking about the Titanic. is
No,
just
it's all okay.
irony.
How are you not researching this? This was an argument we'd gotten into about the currency system. That's where the submarine thing is coming from. Hence why the old Titanic conspiracy is coming out because JP Morgan.
Can you talk closer into the mic, Jordan?
There's 3 people and they were discussing the Federal Reserve System.
Yep.
And JP bailed the government out of situations prior to the Titanic sinking. And he had a ticket and he had his 3rd bout of whatever ailment it was at the time, measles or something.
Probably polio.
Hence why there was this, it's not measles, but it was something that you generally don't live from. And apparently he had it for the 3rd time. Hence why he couldn't go on the Titanic. The 2 other gentlemen who were opposed to doing this monetary system, he was for, they were opposed. There's scufflings. Were they really opposed? Were they not? No one knows for sure. But there was like articles written about how they didn't want to do it and JP did. JP funded, hey, let's get the government out of this situation. I'll use my own money. JP didn't go on the Titanic, and then the other 2 people did. Then the other conspiracies come into play. Is the Titanic real? Because there was the 2 boats, and there's a shitload of them. So then they tied this whole submarine thing. Hey, let's make this submarine go away, when in reality we're supposed to be doing things with the currency system. And
Listen.
Conveniently, 2 billionaires passed away / cannot be found.
They imploded.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They got squeezed in on. They gone. Yeah, I don't know. I don't believe anything they say at all. Because when I was a senior in high school, I realized how easy it is to push out mass information to the entire population and watch people just go.
Well, didn't the submarine implode the same day that the Epstein list came out as well?
I haven't
It
seen
also-
the Epstein list, and I don't really know. That also might just be,
Something came
Probably
out.
fake too.
Well, here's what they do. What they do is they essentially, once the buzz of a cover up or some sort of conspiracy theory comes out, they overly fucking radicalize it to the media. Okay, the information superhighway overly radicalizes it to make it seem so far fetched that the people who see what's happening or question what's happening just sound like psychopaths.
Look like idiots.
So, they always will try and tie it to something else
Well, it's
to make
always-
it seem more crazy.
It's always heartfelt as well. So then if you're like, well, I don't believe that. And they're like, how could
How
you
dare
not?
you, those
Exactly.
people?
Heartfelt.
I got a really
Well-
good question for you. And this is not a conspiracy, but the reason behind it probably is. So 100% fact, the U.S. Navy heard it implode the day that it went missing. So
Oh, yeah.
our government knew the day it happened that they were all dead.
Yep.
Why did we let that go on for 4 days? Was it like 96 hours of oxygen or 5 days, I think, right? Or was it? Anyways.
Whatever it was.
So why did our government let it go for 4 or 5 days to let the media portray that they were still alive? And not just that. We put
bro.
Yes, for what though? Because there was multiple things. There was
Hunter
that,
Biden?
the Hunter Biden thing.
He's innocent.
Yeah,
of
what about
course,
this
as we all
cocaine in the
know.
White
I was
House?
gonna get there. Yeah.
I don't know much
There's
about
so
the
much. We
cocaine-
just
yeah.
haven't been together in so long.
What is
guys.
that? I know. There's a lot going on. You bitch smack Jordan. See, now you know what it's like. Get out of here. Anyway, listen, here's the deal. If you take one bit of information from this show, okay, we started this with zero agenda. We have now spiraled out of control all the way into lizard people, to whether or not space and Earth are real, to conspiracy theories and the
is.
government withholding information on imploding fake submarines that aren't even really submarines. Here's the bit of information you could take, is that we don't know what the fuck is true. And if you think you know what, like if you want to say we're crazy, cool, that's fine. I invite you on the show. Come sit here and explain to me the unexplainable.
We'll pay for your plane ticket to come and debate.
She will pay for your plane ticket. I will not pay for your fucking plane ticket. You're probably a psycho yourself. But if you're local or if you want to drive on in, I'll have you on and you can try and explain to me why we haven't been back to the moon and why the government lies about all this shit and why all the information has seemingly intentional flaws and holes in their story that are unexplainable till this day. So if you
Speaking
take
of
one
the-
thing away,
Go ahead. If
you
take
can't
one-
believe shit.
And do your own research.
And soon you won't even be able to believe your fucking eyes because with deep fakes and AI and the
You
fact
think,
that they could
You think fucking Musk is tweeting about Zuck the cuck?
100%.
Like, you just never know. what's true.
100%. You think you're on the moon?
yeah. All right, what were we gonna say, honey? Sorry.
Nothing important.
Well,
I don't-
nothing is important at all in this
was-
entire show. In fact,
I was just going to say it's crazy how the mainstream media, I have not seen a clip from the mainstream media at all.
About?
Like, anything.
about what?
About anything that's been going on as far as like the submarine thing.
Oh, the submarine.
I just don't feel like it's a thing anymore. I feel like people are
Because they all died. Poof. So they stopped
feel-
covering
They
it.
I feel
Yeah,
like
that
people
thing
are
is
relying
actually not a thing anymore.
so much on what they see on the social media rather than CNN and Fox News and all that.
Bro, they control the entire population's minds. They control the talking points. In a way, they do it for us too. Like they put out the talking points. They
Here
put
we
it
are
out.
talking about 'em.
The world goes bonkers, and then we address it. And we join the shit show. All right. Well, before we wrap this thing, what I want to do is I want to. You have had some. You have not had any of the gin. You obviously have not. You have not.
I smelt your botanicals, but I did not taste your botanicals.
I did see you snorting my botanicals, sniffing, huffing my botanicals.
They smell very lovely.
So we're getting into the gin world. We finalized our gin recipe. We finalized our scale up. I have some samples here, and I want to share them with you all, take you on a little journey. So we'll do a little tasting real quick.
Tell me what goes into a gin recipe.
Do I need to clear
I'll do that.
Can you tell us your gin recipe?
Is it like Colonel Sanders?
What's the question?
It's like Dr. Pepper, 23.
All right,
unique
so-
flavors.
We're just going to do a little bit here. Just take one down, pass them around. 99.
Bottles of gin on the wall.
Okay, I found this on the web for 99.
99 bottles of beer on the wall. Anyway, all right, so here's some gin. Everyone got a gin? Ian, you want a gin?
Yes, sir. May I have another?
There you go.
Oh, it smells good. Do you like
Go, my
gin?
friend. So gin. I'll talk a little bit about gin. Gin is dope as shit, okay? Gin is very cool. It differs from aged brown spirits in the obvious way of color. See, clear, brown. But what gin is it's what it provides us is the ability to toy with flavors and have instant feedback. You know, the difference between gin and an aged spirit is if you want feedback, you got to wait 3 years to get the feedback. And then you make the adjustments as you go. There's some indicators, mash bill, you know, you can taste it off the still, you know what you're getting into, but the end result, you don't really know what it's going to come out of the finish. It's going to come out of the barrel, you know, production. It's going to come out of the climate it is aged in. It's going to come out of its, you know, geographic location, the location in the warehouse. With gin, it's a clear spirit, unaged. You literally create your product, and a couple hours later, you're tasting your product and you go, I don't like it, or I do like it. Or what we do is we kind of fine tune from a base ground you have. So you're like, all right, it's a little too lemony. So we dial back on the lemon. It's a little too spicy. You dial back on the pepper. You need you need a binder. You need something to kind of smooth it out, some more oils. So basically what you do is you take like a grain neutral spirit, and then you do like a vapor extraction of the flavors of botanicals. So the recipe is grain neutral spirit, which is basically just a clear spirit, and then you add botanicals to it to make it a gin. And this is our first rendition. I can read you.
So the notes, you listed the notes, like pepper, lemon.
Oh, I did kind of give some away there, yeah. So juniper, coriander, cardamom, lemongrass, lemon peel, orange peel, and I'm not going to tell the rest because I'm not going to give up our recipe. Yeah, so what we're going to do is you're going to drink it just like you drink whiskey.
Do people
kind of
drink
knows
it like that?
it.
Do people drink gin like that though? Generally?
No, most people in generally no. People are not drinking gin neat, and the distilled spirits world is, from what I understand, is pretty much dead set on the understanding that people are not going to drink gin neat.
So they're
I disagree with the distilled spirits world.
It's a conspiracy.
You think you can?
I don't think it's a conspiracy. I just think it's a. I think it's
you
a
can
misread.
make one good enough to drink
Yep.
neat. That's what you're saying.
Yep. I think we can make
that
a
your
gin.
goal?
Yeah.
I think that's
So
awesome.
that was my goal when I tried to finalizing this recipe. I don't think we got there for, the regular gin drinker, because gin is just a drink that goes really well in mixed drinks. So I don't think it will be exclusively, but I think there will be a time, an uprising of folks who appreciate the spirits and appreciate the botanicals and the blends well enough. And I think the products will find the palate enough.
But I also think because gin isn't as hard to make, it's not as disrespectful when you mix it with something. You know what I mean? Like a whiskey takes forever. So you mix it with a Coke, we just wasted 10 years on that.
Yeah, it's just kind of, as you've heard me say before, it's just kind of where you are on your journey. I used to be of the belief that you shouldn't mix it. When I became, tough enough to drink spirits, really, when I started finding the flavors and just appreciating them, I didn't want to not find them. You're not going to find them in a Coke because you're going to find
Right.
Coke in the Coke.
Right.
and then you're gonna
And
mask.
used to be Coke
Yeah,
in the Coke.
You're gonna mask the flavors of the whiskey with the Coke. Like that's the intent of the Coke is to change the flavor. And I think the botanicals and gins are going to have that same effect when people start to dive into it. So just take. Oh, go ahead.
Just thinking about value adding to the show. Would you want to talk about your early on journey with gin? Essentially the same thing that you talked about on the app that you when you were walking out of the. Because that a lot of value in that, and I can cut this if you think that's a bad idea, but.
Yeah, I think that's a good. So let's taste the gin first. Yeah, that's a good idea. I can talk about that. So put a little bit in your mouth, swish it around a little bit, coat your mouth, do the same thing as you would do with whiskey, and then you're going to take another sip and then start to identify some flavors first. Nose it, get your huffer in there. See what you smell, see what's coming out. Ian's face is going sideways.
Remember to breathe out. Don't breathe in.
So what's your first take on it? Jordan's eyes glossed over.
Orangey.
Orange.
I like it. I do taste the orangey.
You taste
the orange peel,
It does taste fruity. Yeah.
which I like because I don't like gin. I didn't think I liked gin because I thought it all tasted like pine sol.
Me too.
This does not taste like pine. Matt, your gin does not taste like pine sol.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of my
Good
goals
thing you took some of the
going.
lemon out of it.
Yep. One of my goals was to go there and make sure it didn't.
You
Is
taste
that what
pine
it is,
sol?
Matt?
No, I don't.
Is that what it is for the gins that taste too pine sol-y? They have too much lemon.
Yeah.
Isn't that the
Yeah.
main
So
ingredient in pine
lemon or lemon peel or lemongrass.
This is actually pretty good, bud.
Yeah. Thanks. It's pretty good. Does
I love
anybody
the
need
smell
any
of
more?
it.
I might have short poured you if you do.
I love smelling your
You're welcome.
botanicals.
Yeah, there is something like warmer.
Like a spice. Yeah.
I'm
There's
trying
a
to
warmer.
figure it out. There's something.
So the kind of ride this takes you on
And
your
I'm
next
the only
sip.
one that
that's just,
bakes in
Tabasco.
This whole room. No,
That's just
you might
Tabasco.
bake a little bit.
Nowhere near on your level, though. I'll admit that.
There's something. I'm into weird herbs and nootropics.
Yeah. Yes, we know that. So this is the journey it'll kind of take you on. It'll bring you in with like on the nose, a citrusy nose, it's kind of punchy. It gets up in there, especially if your mouth isn't open. You get kind of a punchy citrus, and then early on, it'll take you on a citrus beginning, and then sort of a buttery or oily transition into a spice that will then go up and then taper off back in your throat, and it'll just kind of settle into a weird spice.
Yeah, the butter is there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the oils, that the buttery, oily. That's the oils from the citrus components.
Maybe I'm a gin person this whole
Dude,
time.
we're all gonna be fucking.
I was just about to say, Matt,
gin is cool as
would
shit.
it offend you if I would say I could drink this more than I could drink the whiskey?
It wouldn't offend me at all.
Well, I know you're extremely passionate about whiskey,
Nah,
but
that's-
you're
I'm
also
not
about
that
to be
kind of
very passionate about gin, though.
Dude, so the passion about gin. So if anyone wants a little more taste, this one's dedicated to the show. I've got approximately 11 gallons built already. You want more or no?
No.
I've got 11 gallons built. Ian, you want some more or no? I've got 11 gallons built of this. Here.
Jordan was like, "This is delicious. I do not want to
No,
more of
no,
that."
that's it.
Please,
So-
God, no.
I still have some. It is
Yeah.
good though.
So here's
You drank a gallon of whiskey. I had to drive
Not
us
yet.
to the
I
movie.
will.
yeah, that's waiting. So the thing I spoke about that Ian's talking about on I have a Protect Your Purpose coaching group. It's a social media app that we basically have. You guys are not invited.
Clearly.
But I got on.
It's an app.
I
You
think it
guys
was day
wouldn't
1 or day 2 of gin. I slept on gin, okay? And I did it because it was something that I couldn't believe because I didn't really like gin. I didn't know that you could make gin that I did like. So when I was told early on, probably 3.5 years ago maybe, I was told when I was really hard going through my education classes at Moonshine University and going through my deep education period to learn the distilled spirits industry, one of the first things that I learned was that gin is going to come, it's on a come up. Gin will be the next big thing. And I think how they gauge that is when the mixologists and the bartenders in the space get a hold of something and they start pushing it, they have so much influence in the spirits world that's what kind of drives the market. And the mixologists,
Is that where Fireball came from?
I doubt they were the mixologists were pushing Fireball. I doubt. I don't know. I'm not one,
Bartenders.
but bartenders for sure. I think that was just drunk chicks in college that were pushing
Pushing
that.
Fireball,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know. Different market. But what happened is that I kind of wrote gin off because I was like, I'm going to get into gin. I knew I was going to get into gin because I'm going to follow the market trends because I'm a businessman and it doesn't matter if I like it or not. If the market likes it, then I'm going to deliver it to the market. But what I failed to do was dive into why people were trending towards gin and dive into and embracing the gin market and understanding it better. And had I done that, I would have done my gin build 2 years ago, and I could have had unaged, delicious, flavorful, unique, cool flavors already in the bottle, already on the shelves, already being sold today. So because I was kind of stubborn in my ways of not liking gin or whatever it was, I think I missed a really good and really big opportunity. I don't think I missed it. I just delayed it because of my own self-doubt in what I didn't understand.
But you said if you would have knew the why it was trending. So why was it trending?
No, I knew why it was trending.
Why was it trending?
Because the bartenders and the mixologists were making fucking fire-ass drinks with it. And it's following, the market trends say it's following the same trend as like craft beer, bourbon, and now rye, and gin is trailing right behind it. So, the distilled spirits world is getting really cool. Drinks are getting better, more bold, more just unique and flavorful.
Really turning into a collector's market too, which is
Dude, the nerds are getting a hold of
Huge.
this shit. And they're able to identify
Nerds be
science.
nerdin'.
Yeah, nerds be nerdin', man. So
Yeah, have you those tasting contests, dude, are
yeah.
impressive. Have you ever seen? You've watched.
So
those,
when we
obviously.
were building this recipe, we were keeping in consideration putting it into a competition. So we wanted to make it unique. We wanted to make that end and that kind of oily,
It's an
buttery
experience.
trend. Yeah,
I don't drink.
It is a ride.
This was like
it's a ride. That's what we were gunning for, man.
This is probably the best thing I've had in 10 years.
Wow.
really?
Yeah, and
she's had like 3 things, but it's
You're
the
in the
best
top
one.
3.
This is one of 3 for sure.
and
yeah.
it's number 1.
And
it
the
has-
other 2
it-
were
yeah.
Bud Light and Budweiser.
No, I drink gin. I like gin. I like gin and tonics a lot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I like weird herbs. Like I like basil.
like botanicals?
And, basil and ice cream.
Yeah.
I will eat basil. So this is my
So
thing.
you'll get like some vegetal on the tail end.
Vegetal.
Vegetal,
Not
yeah.
vaginal.
And not vaginal. You can actually
Can we make a gin?
actually after it's out of the glass, smell it. Gets a little vaginal as well.
Get some fish.
Yeah,
notes?
vegetal is a term that it's like it to describe a vegetable aroma.
I think we knew where you were going.
Yes.
with
Yep.
it.
So that comes on the tail end of
That
the
totally
distilling.
smells like a
Yeah.
vegetable.
Celery. I get it.
For those of you
Oh, I just said something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so on the tail end, so you have heads, hearts, and tails. The heads is the first off of the still. The hearts are the middle portion of the distilled spirit that comes off the still. And then the tails is the last. You got it. You nailed it last.
It's
and
driving me nuts. What is the last?
I'll tell you off the air.
I
I'm not going to tell you
know.
on the air.
It's so good.
Yeah.
The last note is the best one.
Yes, it is. And that's the secret note. And that's the one that's going to win us fucking competitions. Yeah. It's a dope ass product. We did a really good job with it. We worked hard on it. But
I'm quitting my job and just selling this gin.
the tip, good. I need it. You'd be perfect at it because that was a hell of a sales pitch. I've drank 3 things in 5 years, and this is definitely top 3. But on the tail, so once the distilling period of this run kind of fades off at the end, it starts to bring on those vegetal notes where that's how you know when to cut it. It's like, all right, how much of this veggie do I want in this product? And the answer for me was, I don't want a lot of it, but I want enough there to go, what the hell is that? So that's why gin is so cool, because we're able to mess with it. In 2 days, we did 4 runs, 4 different renditions of this recipe. We dialed it in, and I think we nailed it for our scale up, and we will start producing it hopefully sometime in August for the masses, and maybe we'll have it out. I don't know, no promises. But we'll have it out sooner than later.
Sooner than the whiskey. Right.
Yeah, far sooner than the whiskey, man. And I've developed after doing our recipe and finalizing the build, I learned that I should never say that I hate or dislike any specific distilled spirit, because I have been proven wrong every single time, and gin just did that to me.
How cool. Yeah, because you'll sell the heck out of this, and then people will realize after they're addicted to this, not a good choice of words. But
Yeah,
There's
we don't
heroin.
mean that
Heroin's
like that.
the last
Yeah,
show.
whoops. Yeah. After they crash and burn, ruin their entire life because they're addicted to your product that you're selling them, then they'll buy
be
more.
like, give me the whiskey.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
but yeah, they'll be like, shit, what is that whiskey brewing?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
His
yeah.
gin's this good.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. I'm really excited about it, and we're gonna immediately get cracking on a second recipe, and then we're gonna do some limited release stuff and kind of mess with the market a little bit and see what happens.
When you say a second recipe, do you mean something like, and I'm not saying you're going to do mulberry or blue, whatever that stuff, something like that, something
No.
a flavored
Those
gin
are-
or
Yep, we're gonna do a flavored gin too, but that's a different process. That's an entirely different
really?
process. Oh yeah,
different botanicals or no botanicals?
no, you're gonna use some botanicals.
Or you have to have botanicals for it to be a gin, right?
That is correct. Yep, you're gonna use some botanicals.
I get botanicals
But-
at $500, Bob.
You're not going to use. Oh, you're not going to make the flavor with the botanicals. You actually make the flavor, and like, sorry for all of the distillers out there with flavored products. It's just a flavor additive that they're adding to a grain neutral spirit or a vodka or whatever. They're literally just getting a flavor company to make them a flavor, and then they dump that flavor into that vodka and shake it up, put a cork on it, and sell it to your ass. So
Now you're drinking peanut butter whiskey.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Here's a whiskey. It's a generic American whiskey. Then you take the flavor, and then you take 1 ounce per gallon of this flavoring into this product. Literally mix it up. I mean, not like in a shaker, but in a big mixer machine, and then deliver it to the market. So we're gonna do a flavored product, but not our gin. The unflavored gin, that is all done with flowers and plants and different parts of different flowers and plants. Like, in this product is literal rose petals. And throughout the second distillation process that it goes through, it does a vapor extraction. So it's just pressure and vapors that pulls these aromas out. And holy crap, like, some of the ingredients, you're talking like it would be a speckle on your hand, and if you add another couple speckles, you can taste it. It's insane. It's dialed down to a gnat's ass, where you're talking
We need to take two
Point-
speckles out of that.
0.01. That's really
Yeah.
0.01 grams of X component, and it changes the entire thing. So very cool, very awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Jordan's face looks like she's really enjoying it right now.
That was a really cool review that you gave for
Oh.
the
Yeah.
gin.
Way to
I
find the
agree.
words for that, Lindy.
Yeah.
Some would even say that's
Lindy
the
has
first
words.
review of this gin.
Ian, throw me that gin.
No,
It's fine. I've got a lot of it.
11 gallons.
For now, we've got it. So that's how many gallons came off of the still. I think we had like 12 and change, but that would be the tails, and it came out super vegetal, so we canned that. It's gone. She
So
gone.
you have to taste each one to make sure it's all
Oh, bro, you taste it along the way.
along the way. Huh?
Yeah,
And then
it's-
as you're like, all right, dump that shit. It's getting too.
Well, no, what you do is you taste it along the way. So it comes off of the still, like, well, when you do it in small scale, we run it on a glass still. It kind of looks like this, like blown glass. And it comes off, like, the glass gives it like a little farty undertone. So you can't really tell how it's going to taste right off the still. You have to let it off gas. So you kind of spin it and let all the gases, like you do with wine when you twirl your glass.
I don't like drinking farts.
Like so. Yeah, it's a little farty, but when you run it on the stainless or copper stills, those compounds take away some of that odor. So on a larger scale run,
less
on the
gassy
big,
in those.
it's a little less farty.
Gotcha.
So you get to taste it along the way, and that's how you decide when you're going to make the cut. Like, literally, as you're tasting it, you put it in a glass, you kind of hose it in as it's coming off the still. You smell it, you taste it, you nose it, you do whatever, and you go, all right, you can see the whole progression of the early stages to the mids, the heads, the hearts, and the tails. You can taste them, and they taste entirely different than the blend of all these components. But at the end, you go, all right, it's starting to taste like a chunk of celery, or it's starting to taste like a carrot. Like you can start to taste these vegetable.
So the heart's where it's at, though. That's a sweet spot.
The hearts are the sweet spot, but they all play a very crucial role in the end product because it's a blend of them. So you just don't want to have too much tails. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to have too much of anything, really. I mean, but it's what you like. Maybe you like drinking,
carrot juice,
carrot flavored gin. I don't know. I'm not into it, but it wasn't what we were gunning for. So there we go.
Dude. Proud of you, man. I like it.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be excited. I'm happy that, or it's gonna be exciting. I'm happy that you guys are all into it as much as I am. Yeah, right. You're not into it as much as I am, but we're all. Welcome to the Protect Your Purpose podcast, where we talk gin, business, friends, family, and freedom from now on. We're talking gin because the margins are great and we can get it to market super fucking fast. And as Jordan said, it's the best thing you'll ever have in years, right?
Years.
10 years.
Anyway, does anybody have anything else for this thing? Cheers. Yeah, salute.
Salud.
Ian, cheers. Cheers. You can just,
Air
we got
cheers.
ya. Air cheers. Well, thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining us, the audience.
The
Please
nonsense today.
Yeah, the nonsense. Listen, we came, Vinny Vidi Vici. We came, we saw, we conquered. We wanted to come into the studio, talk some shit, drink some gin, and talk conspiracies about the moon landing.
I feel like you'll have a lot of people pondering the moon after this episode.
And the value add of don't sleep on the gin. We should write a book. Don't sleep on gin. Anyway, thank
drink
you all.
too much, you will. Am I right?
Don't wet the bed. We just talked about that. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for coming. We appreciate your love and your support. As always, find your purpose. Serve your no. As always, what do you want me to say?
Smash that
Yeah.
subscribe button.
I'm just gonna say you. You
Join-
say it. Ian, tell us what.
Have
to
we
do.
thought of what our supporters are called yet? Did we ever decide on that?
The Gennonites.
The purposers?
The
Gennonites?
Gennonites.
Porpoises?
Porpoises?
No, the purpose people.
The Matt.
Stop it.
The Matt gang. The
No.
Matthew gang.
We're gonna go
Matthews.
see
The
dolphins.
Matthews.
Matthews.
Stop it.
Smash the subscribe button,
Anyway,
Matthews.
Ian,
Smash that subscribe button.
Ian, tell him what to do.
Join the Matthews.
Stop it. Ian, tell him what to do.
Please help support the channel by smashing that subscribe and like button. It's absolutely free, and it greatly helps out the channel. Back to you, Matt.
Oh, you did your thing. Yes, you should just do your thing. He does that on his channel. You do your thing, and then I don't have to worry about doing it. Works out great. I appreciate the love and support, and as always, find your purpose, serve your purpose, and protect your purpose, people. Thank you.
Boom.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.